Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So here's another combo video for you guys today. This time it's on my recent Salamangreat deck. So as you know, this is a whole new different build. I do run some new cards in the extra deck, but I also decided to run cards like Forbidden Droplets and Impure Order in my main deck now because Forbidden Droplets can actually get rid of your Impure Order only if you control it as part of cost, and to prevent your opponent from activating any trap cards whenever you're trying to negate a monster effect. It could come in clutch against some of the control decks. Now, keep in mind, it's not a combo I would generally use all the time. Sometimes I would discard some of the Salamangreat cards with Forbidden Droplets simply because, you know, I could easily recur them. And honestly, I think Salamangreat is one of the few decks that can fully utilize Forbidden Droplets at its potential. It depends on the deck and honestly, and how well you play it. Of course, I'm still running the basic Salamangreat combos. Keep in mind in that, this is not a Droplets focused deck, but Droplets is still a good tech to run in this deck because of how powerful it really is. And I'm just happy I got at least 2 copies of it. But anyway, I figured I'd just show you guys a couple test hands, just show you how Salamangreats play, and yeah, we'll go from there. All right, that should do it. Let's go and get started. All right, so the going first hand is, oh, nice Pot of Desires. I always love seeing that. Salamangreat Jaguar, also pretty good. Ash Blossom, okay, so that's pretty good for disruption as well. Oh, wow, we actually hard opened Salamangreat Gazelle, so that's actually perfect. So honestly, I think I can go full combo at this point on, but let's see first. Let's see what our last card is. Okay, Silent Mining. Not too salty about that, honestly, because now I don't even have to commit to my normal summon with Jaguar, because that was what I was thinking was going to happen. Like, am I going to have to normal summon Jaguar? But again, that wouldn't be so bad, because either way, Gazelle can easily give me instant access to one of my trap cards, like right now. So anyway, so because we're going first, you know, naturally I'm going to start things off by activating that Silent Mining. We're going to go and pitch the Jaguar for cost. And let's go and search out our Lady Debug. So yeah, get our Lady Debug. Gazelle will now trigger because, you know, a Salamangreat did hit the grave, so we'll special. And then with Gazelle, we're going to go ahead and pitch one of the trap cards. I guess when it comes to going first, I'd rather just send Salamangreat Rage because Rage is just really good overall, especially because we have easy access to a Link 2, and we can just pop 2 cards like right off the get-go. So yeah, let's go with Salamangreat Rage. So anyway, Rage is going to go to the grave. I can easily recur that momentarily, but before we go into that, now we're going to go in normal summon. So we're going to go in normal summon Lady Debug. The question is, what do we want to add? Well, if I'm going to go and add anything, let's go ahead and add, you know, let's go and add Spinny, because Spinny's just a free extender. And yeah, and unfortunately, I can't search out Parallel Exceed with Lady Debug. I wish you could, but you can't, but that's fine. Now we're going to go and link off the Lady Debug to go into Balinks. So this, you know, like I said, the standard combo. Balinks is going to add to your field spell. Alright, and as soon as we get that field spell safe in our hands, now we'll go and activate that Pot of Desires. That way we can mill our deck and draw 2 cards. So let me go and shuffle up really good here. We'll do a nice good cut. And let's see what we get. Okay, now we're going to go and activate the Pot of Desires, banish the top 10, of course. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Did I lose anything good? Okay. Oh, dang. Well, Parallel Exceed's now completely worthless because I banished 2 of them. 2 of my permanences are gone. 2 Ashes are gone, but I still have the 3rd in my hand, so that's a silver lining, I guess. And plus, Ash is recurable, so yeah. Anyway, let's see what our draw 2 is. Okay, we got Nibiru and Forbidden Droplets. Okay, so Forbidden Droplets, not too bad, especially if you just want to, negate a monster. So it's another copy of Impermanence when you really think about it, only if I'm not mistaken, this one does not actually target. No, it does not target, so yeah, that's good. But anyway, that's it for there. Let's go and activate the Sanctuary, and then what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and... Actually, first let's go and discard the Spinny just because it's already there, and that way it's already at the grave. Target the Balinks, of course. Now we're going to link off the Gazelle and the Balinks. Go to Sunlight Wolf, and then we're going to go Wolf for Wolf. Alright, now we're going to go and use Jaguar's effect. We're going to go ahead and spin back this Wolf, and then we're going to go in Special. Effective Wolf, we're going to go and add back the Gazelle. And if you wanted to, you could actually special summon back that Spinny. That way it's kind of like just there to be there. And then we're going to use Wolf's second effect because we did link it with itself. We're going to go and add back the Rage. And then afterwards, I guess what you could actually do after is... you know what? We're actually going to go and link off the Spinny with the Jaguar. Let's go ahead and make our Update Jammer. Simply because Update Jammer has a really strong body. And plus, he can negate effects. So that's also pretty good too. So yeah, Update Jammer, not too bad. And plus, we can have it at the ready next turn. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and set both the Rage and the Forbidden Droplets. That way we have, not only do we have 2 back row for Disruption, but we also have a 3rd and 4th piece of Disruption if we need to use Nibiru. But if anything, you might not even need to use Nibiru because we do have the Rage, like I said. We do have the Ash, which is really good. And plus, if you end up using Droplets, I'd probably just send the Nibiru from hand just to negate a monster effect in case if I don't really need it. So yeah, it's still pretty good. And like I said, you still got the Rage, which pops 2 cards thanks to the fact that we summoned a Link monster using the same name. So silver lining on that too. And plus, next turn, you know, we could easily normal summon that Gazelle. We can pitch a Falco if we wanted to, just to reset that trap card. Or you could just use Wolf again, and then use Falco's effect, bounce back the Gazelle, and then so on and so on. Like, there's just so many possibilities we could do next turn. Because, like, Salamangreat, as you all know, is kind of like a mix of both combo and control. And depending on, like, the situation will determine, like, how you want to go about the strategy. But anyway, let me go and shuffle everything back, and then we'll do our going second hand this time. And hopefully this time I actually get to use Parallel Exceed. Now going second, you generally want to try to turbo into Axis Code Talker as quickly as you possibly can. Axis Code Talker is generally your win condition of the deck. I do run Appaloosa. I could have summoned it last turn to tell you the truth, but honestly I didn't really feel the need to because again I already had more than enough disruption. Appaloosa is just more of a card that you go into going first to avoid cards like Nibiru. Because like, yeah, that's like the only reason to run it. But anyway, let's go ahead and just get things going, you know. I don't want to bore you guys with all this talk. All right, so this time we're going second. Let's see what our going second hand looks like. Okay, oh no, we opened up a Sanctuary, so that part of the combo is already dead. But let's see, okay, Effect Veiler, that's definitely a little bit better. Okay, Foxy, not too bad. Okay, now we open up with Nibiru, so that's actually pretty good. All right, and last but not least, okay, so Salamangreat Falco. That's actually not too horrible if I can pull this off correctly. So because we're going second, you know, your opponent's going to try to, especially if you're up against a combo heavy deck. Most combo heavy decks know how to out the Nibiru, like especially with, like I said, Appaloosa. But thankfully we have an Effect Veiler. So like if, let's say your opponent, you know, went first, you know, he on his 5th summon, he goes with the Appaloosa. You try to bait out that negate with the Nibiru, your opponent's going to try to negate it. And that's when you go with Effect Veiler. Since Appaloosa can only gate once per chain, you can negate it, then just pop out that Nibiru. So at that point, you tribute all your opponent's monsters. Since the Appaloosa's attack points would have gone down to 0, the token that your opponent gets would be 0, so we'll just use this for the token. So you spring out Nibiru, you know, again, once your opponent summons 5 monsters, if he really has no way to out it, then you're good to go. And yeah, you basically just slowed him down. You got a 3k beat stick, and again, depending on how much you tribute will determine that token's attack points. But again, if it was like I said, that Appaloosa, it'd be 0 attack and defense points. Heck, if you wanted to, you could have actually gone attack mode with that token, and you could just beat over it for free damage too. But let me just make sure that token doesn't actually have to be in defense mode or anything like that. Okay, yeah, it could be in attack mode. Okay, so now we draw for turn. Okay, Infinite Impermanence, so that's actually not too bad. It's another good form of disruption. The only real thing is, like, what do we do about the Sanctuary? Because, again, we opened up with it. Well, for sure, you're going to have to activate it now. I guess, if anything, I'm going to go ahead and go for normal summoning Foxy. I'd rather normal summon Foxy more than Falco because I don't really have a way to get rid of it. But let's see what we get into. Okay, we got Forbidden Droplets. Okay, Gazelle. So Gazelle definitely helps out. And other Droplets. Wow. All right. Well, for sure, we're going to have to add that Gazelle. So I'm happy enough with that. All right. Now, I would have rather had Foxy in the graveyard, but again, we kind of needed to chance that Pot of Duality effect, so... But honestly, I think I have enough resources now to actually go into Axis Code Talker if I play this correctly. So, for sure, you're going to link off the Foxy just to go into Balings. Balings is not going to have an effect because, again, we already had the field spell. But, at least now we can trigger off the Gazelle. Gazelle to special. Gazelle effect, what are we going to dump? Well, I need that Jack Jaguar into that grave because, again, it's one of my free extenders. Another card you could potentially go into right now is Will of the Salamangreats, because at least that way we can get access to 2 Salamangreat monsters. That's another option too. And it's also just an excuse to get rid of that Falco from our hand. So because, again, we're going second, the idea is to basically OTK your opponent now. We're going to go for the Will. And again, because thanks to Sunlight Wolf, I could easily get that card right back. So we're going to go ahead and link off the Balinx and the Gazelle. Let's make our Sunlight Wolf. Wolf for Wolf. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and use Wolf's second effect. Add back the Will of the Salamangreat. All right. Next, we're going to activate it. We're going to go for the Soul Charge-esque effect by targeting the Sunlight Wolf. Send it to the grave again. And we're going to special summon both Gazelle and Foxy. And they have to be in defensive mode. All right. So at least now I got something to go with here. Now it gets a little trickier at this point because of the fact that I don't have a way to really get into Transcode Talker yet. Well, actually, no, that's not true because Transcode Talker requires 2+ effect monsters. And I do have the Nibiru, so that actually works too. So I guess what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to link off the Salamangreat Foxy and the Gazelle. We're actually going to go ahead and make our Update Jammer. All right. And then we're going to link off Update Jammer with Nibiru, just so we can get into Transcode Talker. All right. Now you could also go Splash Mage instead of Update Jammer. That way Splash Mage could have special summoned back one of the Salamangreats. But just for the general use of this combo, we're just going to go for the Transcode Talker effect, special summon back the Update Jammer. And then we're going to go ahead and link off those two. We're going to make our Axis Code Talker. Axis Code Talker effect, you're going to target the Transcode Talker that's in your grave. It gains 1,000 attack points per link rating, so that's at least 3 right there. So he's at 5,300. And because we use Update Jammer as link material towards our Axis Code Talker, we can now easily just flat out attack twice and OTK our opponent. Heck, you don't even have to use this effect if you want to. You could just run over that token. But if in case it does have attack points, I say just banish one of your link monsters. Will banish the Update Jammer, pop that Nibiru token that you give your opponent, and then at this point he should be wide open. And then just, yeah, attack twice with Axis Code Talker, instant win right there. So, like, yeah, in the case your opponent somehow miraculously survived, you always have infinite impermanence as a backup plan too. So at least you got something out of it, right? So anyway, that's all I got for you guys on this video. Hope you guys enjoy this, and I will catch you guys again next time.